Professor Blanco fell in love with Greek as a boy, but for Riverdale resident Nina Habib Spencer, who is part Greek, appreciation for the culture came later when she was a junior in high school.
When I was a little girl, my mother would sometimes point out famous people who were Greek. This was meant to increase my pride in my heritage. Nikos Kazantzakis, the author, Michael Dukakis, the governor, Nana Mouskouri, the singer, Konstantino Kavafi, the poet. Somehow, the more letters in these people's names, the more pride I was meant to feel. Demosthenes, Socrates, Hippocrates, Aristotle, Archimedes, Thucydides, the list of Greeks, both ancient and modern, who made significant contributions to the world is enormous. And yet, as an American child, and I identified myself as such, I had little interest in a land that lay across an ocean, dotted with 1,000 islands, filled with people who spoke a language that was mostly foreign to me. Though my mother is from Greece, she didn't hang a blue and white flag from the front door or surround herself with other Greek people to practice her native tongue. Once she left Greece, she left. She had a few Greek friends, but immersed herself in American culture, learned to speak English perfectly, and, like many Greeks, married someone who wasn't. I never went to Greek school, never dated Greek boys, never spoke Greek at home, except in moments of anger when a few choice words in Greek are useful. I wasn't baptized into the Orthodox Church as a baby, and I didn't have a big family of aunts and cousins force-feeding me galaktobouriko. For a long time, I didn't identify with any particular culture at all. Instead, I was an observer on the edge of my friends' culturally distinct immigrant family circles: Korean, Chinese, Jewish, German, Italian. I watched with wonder as their parents celebrated every holiday in the traditions of their ancestors and spoke only their native languages in their homes. I was thankful I didn't have to do the same at home. Though I have the olive skin and bushy eyebrows that are hallmark of many Greeks, I imagined myself a ginger-haired Nancy Drew, not a Nitsa Demetrakopoulos or Nana Diamantidis or some other long name I'd never find in a Judy Blume book. But then came the first summer I traveled to Greece as a teenager. I was a junior in high school. When I stepped off the plane, a dry, hot blast of Greek summer air and an important realization hit me. The pilot had been Greek. The flight attendants were Greek. The people in baggage claim were Greek. The doctor who'd been sitting next to me was Greek, and so were the beautiful children racing around the concourse. Everywhere I looked, Greeks. Many of them had my skin color, my thick, dark hair. And when I got to the town where my mother had grown up and sat down with my female cousins, I realized we all had the same body type, the same intense way of gesticulating while we spoke, the same rising tone in our voices when we were excited, which, even in New York, I was told bordered on obnoxious. I had the epiphany that many Americans do when they visit the countries of their ancestors. I was part of a tribe. Ignore it though I might, my Greek genes ran strong. It set me apart from Middle America, from the fair-skinned girls I watch on TV or read about in books. I was distinct. I could be different from the other girls. I was Greek. My people were the creators of democracy, for Pete's sake. From that time on, I became a sucker for all things Greek. My appetite for Greek food, nearly non-existent as a child, developed into a full-blown obsession. Grilled octopus with lemon, fish slathered in garlic with the head still on, hot pita bread laden with tzatziki, souvlaki covered in oregano. Just saying these words is giving me a hunger headache. And give me 2 tinkling bars of good bouzouki playing, followed by a plaintive, throaty Greek voice, and I'm a blubbering mess. Oh, my homeland that I never knew. How nostalgic I am now for it, at once so foreign and yet so familiar. When I returned from that trip to Greece, a friend dared me to sit on my hands through an entire social studies class. I couldn't do it longer than 10 minutes. I felt like no one could hear me without my hands punctuating my words. My friend smiled at me in sympathy. Well, there's nothing you can do, she said. You're a Greek girl. Ne, ime. Yes, I am.
Nina Habib Spencer is part Greek and proud of it. She's also the author of Raising Riverdale, a column in the Riverdale Press.